Good boy. What a good boy. Like is a little bit camera shy.
Not normally.
How long have you been helping animals?
We officially started 3 years ago, but we inadvertently got into this. If you had asked us 6 years ago if this was where we would be, we would have never guessed. Nick and his best friend that lives with us begged. At first, we thought it was a puppy. Can we get this dog? And at the time, I worked from home full time. A couple weeks goes by, and in the meantime, they roped Kel into their plight. Kel shows me a picture of Sakari one day. And she's not a puppy. She's a full-grown dog. She needed a place to go. This was literally the nth hour. The people were being evicted, and she would have had to have gone to the MSPCA. So I saw this adorable picture of her, and I went, okay. Yep, we'll take her. She was the sweetest, cutest thing, but just curled up on a chair for like a month. Just seemed so sad and scared, and I'd walk by her, you know, try to engage her. She'd eat, but there was something very different about her. My uncle came by one day and said, hey, you got a timber wolf, huh? What's a timber wolf? And so we learned from there, and a timber wolf is a slang for a wolf dog. And so the more we learned, it made sense. We would go to dinner as a family. We'd only be gone for a couple hours. She would cry and cry and howl and howl and howl for days. And she would stick to us like glue. She wouldn't leave our side. We even talked to the vets about it. You know, does she have separation anxiety? Once we realized she was a wolf dog and started to realize their traits, they're pack animals. And she saw us as her pack. Once she trusted us, well, we earned her trust and respect. We were part of her pack, and if you think about a pack of wolves, they're not separated. They're always together. So there was these things that we started. She would go with me everywhere we went. Started to realize just how extremely intelligent she was. And that's very hard to explain unless you've witnessed them. They absolutely use facial expressions. So if they're angry, they frown. If they're happy, they literally smile. If they're anxious, you can tell they're stressed. And so they have multiple ways of doing that. Wolf dogs, by nature, they're not a domesticated dog. They can't be trained the same way as a dog. They're extremely independent and willful. They'll do, for the most part, what is best for the pack. But if you're trying to get them to sit, stay, you know, do all those things, they'll do that overall, but it's not the same as a domesticated dog. So Sakari was a very new experience for us.
What had happened was Sakari unfortunately had passed suddenly. So it was something we didn't expect, and it was devastating to the house, especially Sheryl.
She was my best friend. She literally went everywhere with me. Everybody knew her.
She'd pull up, and they would get dog treats ready. You know, together.
Everybody knew Sakari. I cried for months. I could not get over it. To me, I had lost a child. I was devastated, and so I went to a therapist.
It took her saying, no more, never again. I'm not doing this.
I was that devastated.
And he pointed back to her and said, so all that love that you have to share, you're not going to share with anybody else. And it was like that ding moment. She came home and shared it with me immediately and jumped online. Like, let's do this then.
So that was how you got the ball rolling to make this all happen.
Yeah.
That one love, that relationship with Sakari that you didn't expect to happen. She picked you almost. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the universe speaks that way.
Absolutely.
100%.
My best friend had been, her daughter was a rider, and a lot of times what they'll do is they'll swap lessons for them mucking stalls and walking horses and doing all those things. So they had been at a farm that Joe was at, and they loved Joe. And as it turns out, Joe was not the spotlight. He was kind of the black sheep, and which is upsetting to me because Joe's amazing. His owner had moved north. Horses are just like wolf dogs. And wolf dogs run in packs. Mm-hmm. Horses are herd animals. And so they need a companion, at least. And his companion passed. So he became very depressed. The owner was, you know, just kind of falling away from doing all of that. All she really had was Joe, and she was trying to give him up. She knew that if Joe had gone to, say, a regular farm, he would have not been treated well because he was a little bit of a bully and pushy and whatever. It's a very large horse. And all it took was somebody to love him, and he does anything you want him to do.
It's amazing how that works, huh?
Yeah. Yep. And so, you know, we moved here May 31st of 2017. Joe moved in June 15th. My girlfriend had been begging the previous owner to hold on to Joe for 2 years. So as soon as we moved here, this is where Joe came.
So we thought that we were providing a stall because we didn't know what we're doing. We had never had a horse, nothing like that. It was kind of like brought up a conversation about food or whatever. You know, you guys bring it up or whatever. She's like, "Oh no, we're giving you Joe. Joe's your horse now." And we were like, "Oh, I guess that's happening."
We had a lot of help.
Yeah, it wasn't like, "Here you go, see you later." It was awesome. They showed us, and we reached out for help.
Amazing man, Bill Murphy, volunteered his time. He used to work out west on ranches, knows horses, had some time to spare and wanted to volunteer.
Well, hello, Joe. How you doing, buddy? Yes. Oh, you are awesome. So Joe here is 19, and yes, he can see through the bug screen, and this helps him to keep those nasty bugs away. Look how gentle he is. So sweet. So beautiful. So strong. What an amazing guy. How many animals do you currently have that you take care of?
10 animals.
There's 5 wolf dogs, 2 goats.
Draft quarter horse.
Yeah.
A mini donkey.
Yeah.
A feral cat.
Yeah.
We may not get the cat on film, but that's okay.
She may not want to be on film.
Yeah, she knows what she likes. Riker and Kona. Look at those pretty babies sitting up there on the hill. Hi, honeys. Yes, hello. Yes, hello. Come here. Come on, Riker. Hey. Treats. There you go. What a gentle. Oh, that was the most gentle guy. What a gentle guy. Hello. Look at this guy. He's so sweet. He's so majestic and beautiful.
Boy.
It's just an absolute beauty.
You are one gorgeous boy, buddy.
Thank you for the pose. You're so good. Hi there. You're so pretty.
This is Chewy.
Hey, Chewy. And her name?
This is Fredo.
Hey, Fredo.
Oh, let's not get right in there.
Chewy. Chewy and Fredo. We're having playtime. Nothing like a little love.
Good boy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Just take a look at the muscle. Here, let's go a little bit more. Here you go. Whee! So I'm 6 foot. That'll give you a perspective here. Yes.
Don't make him.
Good guy. Good guy. He's strong as ever.
This is Montana. She
Hey,
is
Montana.
a Sicilian mini donkey. She is what they would consider a Jesus donkey is another slang because of the cross on her back.
Beautiful. She's 35, you said?
Yeah, she's an old girl.
She's a good old timer.
Yeah.
Hey,
She
baby.
she came to us, perfect companion for Joe. She the farm that she was at, she just wasn't a good fit for that farm, and they wanted someplace for her to go that was chill and comfortable, and this is her deal. And now she's got her buddy Joe.
What do you got going on, Montana? Want a bite? Yeah. You deserve a nice treat too. There you go. There you go. That's a girl. You're a good girl.
We had gone out, we started to research Howling Woods and their plight. Now we're starting to get into a different community. We looked up, we found Howling Woods. After Sakari, we got Storm. We realized how undomesticated or how wild Storm was. She had come from a very wild situation. She was born in the wild. That's what she knew. She didn't know inside of houses. A ceiling fan was new to her. She was freaked out. Lights were new to her because that's not where she lived. She lived outside every day of her life. We had her. She was awesome. You know, you had to just take that time to spend to get her to trust you.
We got her in July in Riker.
November.
Riker's always been domesticated. He's our ambassador. He's the one, when we do the tours, we'll bring him out. People can get wolf kisses and pictures. He's the one that you'd be able to pat. We also just adopted Kona. So we also bring him out on tours because we're trying to socialize him. He's only 5 months old, so he's still a pup and he has his ways.
Yes.
Oh, Jodi.
Oh, thank you. You're so pretty. So handsome.
Yes. Yes, Kona.
Look at you.
How could anyone be afraid of this beautiful, beautiful, amazing animal?
Storm even makes appearances. She feels protected by Riker, but she'll usually kind of back away. But we're introducing her more and more. And then Boris and Sasha probably are next. You know, we're still working with them, but with the tours, now they come out and they'll take treats, and depends on the day, but they're all starting to get in the swing of things. And the big part of that is that they trust us.
So this is Boris. Hey, Boris. Time for a treat.
Easy, easy. Good boy.
What an awesome, beautiful guy.
So if anybody else was doing that, they wouldn't allow it.
You would know it.
Sasha's a little shy because unfortunately humans have been a little bit mean to her, but now she's in a safe place, thankfully. Under the protection of Kel and Sheryl here at Sakari's place. She's very shy, camera shy, of course. You can see her back there. Hi there, you're so pretty. We're shy today, but that's okay. It's almost 90 out. I don't blame you for wanting to be in the shade.
We got Riker to help Storm settle and become, you know,
She's very
show that
scared.
it's okay, that she doesn't need to be that scared. And when we were living in Bedford before we moved here, Sheryl and I were walking, and it was a very vivid conversation still. But I had said we had learned a lot about Howling Woods and the plight of wolf dogs, and really, you know, starting to understand what's happening with them, the rate of euthanasia with wolf dogs, and said, while we were walking the two of them through the yard, I wish we could do more. And I'll never, ever forget it. I wish we could do more. My dream is to have a farm where we could do more. We didn't buy this because that was, you know, part of the dream.
We were just looking for a house.
Yeah.
For his mom. He was
Yeah.
to take his mom in. And we couldn't all fit where we were. and this farm dropped in our laps.
Legit.
And with it, the ability to help all these animals.
Yeah, that dream that we were talking about years prior, saying, I wish we could do more. And here we are.
That just shows you that it's not always instant gratification, but visualizing your dream, and the universe will find a way to make it happen, as it did. That worked out great.
A lot of people will adopt or purchase for a lot of money a wolf dog, thinking that they will have the ultimate guard dog. Wolf dogs by nature do not want to be around humans and will run and hide and will expect their alphas to protect them.
Most people definitely would imagine, oh, you got this, wolf dog, and it's obviously going to be
It's a wolf.
fierce and scary, but that's just, I think, what society has put on them for a mislabeling.
The myth of the big bad wolf is extremely untrue. They are extremely family orientated, they're extremely sweet, they are very intelligent, they take care of each other. They are far less aggressive than domesticated dogs. On the food chain, wolves are pretty high up there. And what happens is a wolf can hear and smell you long before you would ever know they are there. They will run and hide before they will ever make their presence known. There's never an attack, it's protect, as if you're close to their den with babies. Otherwise, they will run and hide from you. In fact, wolves live in the most rural parts of the earth. They'll push out coyotes and other animals into more populated areas. And that's why there's so many coyote sightings, because wolves hunt coyotes.
I feel like nature doesn't wake up and say, what can I hurt today?
Right,
Right.
Like some people.
There's some need, right?
You go into their domain, and you're adding risk to it. Yeah, their domain, their place.
But even if you were to happen upon a wolf territory, they would run and hide.
It's good for people to hear this, especially if they're outdoors folks that like to, get outside but not quite sure about the predator animals that are in the area, and they're probably in this area not as much as out west.
And wolf dogs, generally breeders, will breed them with a domesticated dog. So they'll take a gray wolf, which is, the wolves in these areas, and they'll breed them with dogs that have a lot of the same features as wolves.
Malamute, Husky, German Shepherd.
So when we say we advocate for them, well, we advocate for the humane treatment, education, and rescue of all animals with focus on wolf dogs. And the reason for that is there's a bunch of information out there with good-hearted people that are working extremely hard to help a bunch of different types of animals. There's not many that help wolf dogs. They fall through the cracks. So they don't fall under fish and game because they're technically not wild. And they don't fall under ASPCA or anybody like that because they see them as exotic or wild.
Wow.
If they suspect that there's any type of wolf in a dog, they'll euthanize them on the spot.
In that particular state, in Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Or
In most states.
Most states, but Mass definitely, through Facebook. This was, some years ago when we were first starting to learn about their plight. We were following the story of a wolf dog that needed to be rescued, and they were out of Mass. And it was, say we were 3 stories removed, so our time was lagging in comparison to the original posts and what was going on. That animal ended up brought to the MSPCA and euthanized.
Before we could even reach out.
By the time we had
It was
reached
within
out
a
and
24-hour period. That's how short of a time.
right,
They don't put a lot of effort into getting good places for these animals to go, is what you're basically
Because of the
saying.
misconception of them.
Because of this big bad wolf.
we
falsity.
created the situation. Humans created the mix, right? We created the wolf dog
For profit.
for profit, sell them for crazy money, and then people
Don't know what they're getting into. They're not being educated.
Right.
And they're a lot of work. They're not a domesticated dog that you can crate every day and go to work.
It sounds like number one advice, do your homework.
Yes.
research, expect the unexpected,
Yep.
and be okay with the unexpected.
Right,
Yes.
right.
That's a hard one, isn't it? Being okay with the unexpected.
They are an animal, and they do have wild parts of them.
And they're intelligent enough to make their own decisions.
Very independent.
They have loyalty, and we all have loyalty, but are intelligent enough to have free will. And I'm sure that with the brain as large as theirs and all the other senses heightened, there's just that much more opportunity in the world to experience. And why limit them, by
Right.
saying, no, you can't do that, or you have to do this?
Yeah. So they're highly active. They can't be, they're pack oriented. They can't be left alone. I've heard, there are some reputable breeders out there, but most of them aren't. Our hope would be is that there's some sort of way to govern the breeders who are not educating or vetting their customers before they're handing an animal over to them.
With something this sensitive,
Yeah.
an animal in the wrong hands is an animal that ends up abused, unfortunately.
Exactly.
So
So,
I
they're
would rather-
tortured, they're abused, they're poisoned.
And this is why we support places like this.
There's numbers ranging from 65% to 92% are euthanized by the age of 2.
When all they need is somebody with some ability to research and ability to bend and yield to the way life flows. I mean, take a look at how peaceful he is over there. He hasn't moved an inch since this whole interview began.
This is such a sweet boy.
We
They all
have
are.
we have a lot to learn as a race, a human race, from creatures of the world that aren't connected to devices. And I watch my cats and I think, boy, Zen masters all day.
All day.
That's great.
I got that from someone else. I don't own that phrase, but I mean, they are Zen masters. It's walk time here at Sakari's place. All right, let's walk. We're all a pack now, so that's important for people to recognize. Don't mess with us. We're a pack. We'll love you to death. Actually, we'll love you to life. Wolves seem to love people to life. If you really get to know one of these beautiful creatures. I've never had a more gentle treat receipt, if you want to call it that, than the one that I had with Riker a moment ago.
Treat receipt is a cool way of
A treat receipt, or a treat dish out.
Come on, baby. Come on. You're okay. See? She will make sure that I stay between you.
So this is the farm at Sakari's place, everyone. It's definitely a cool place. Check them out on Facebook. You can donate to them as well. What are your donation sources that you guys use? PayPal, Venmo, cash and check, of course, are very, very nice. I'll be doing cash, because cash is king. And I'm going to provide links to all of these donations in the description of this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and more importantly, check out the farm at Sakari's place on Facebook, because that's really what it's about.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, everyone. Have a great day. Say bye to the beautiful babies. Riker, come here, buddy. Come here. What a gorgeous guy. How could anyone be afraid? You're so, oh. So, New Boston, New Hampshire. Check out that view. Special thanks to Kel and Sheryl.